Re-recording my in-app purchasing walkthrough because my previous video was a little too quiet. With that being said, I'm Cameron Cintron, and this is, as I've stated, the in-app purchasing walkthrough for Unity 5.3. If you have Unity previous version, I believe you can download. You might be able to download their in-app purchasing stuff off of the App Store. Um, I'm sorry. I'm actually thinking of Unity ads. Uh, so right now I have a brand new project set up, and what we're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to go to your window, and you'll scroll down to Services, or you could just hit Control 0. That'll open up this window. So once you do that, make sure you sign into your account or whatever account maybe you're doing some work for. And you'll click the little drop down, select the organization. Oh, I should probably do that. Actually, I already have one that I made for a project, so I'm going to use that. But you go ahead, click that, and then click create, and Unity will do a whole bunch of stuff that you don't even have to worry about. Um, there we go. That's the one I made for my previous video. So we'll go ahead and just click link. This is actually good in case you already have an ID that you want to use. You can see that. And voila, we are now in the services window. What you'll do next is over at the in-app purchasing, you'll go ahead and, well, mine is already set to on, so I'm going to turn that off. And it was set on because of it remembered the previous settings. So for you, go ahead and click that, set it to on, or click enable. And next, you're going to want to import their package. Oh, jeez. Ignore that. Actually, I'm not sure if that even showed up or not. It was just some Facebook post. Okay, so now that we're imported, um, what you're going to want to do is, and it might have asked you guys this, but it didn't ask me that. It might have asked what the designation of the app is towards. Just go ahead and select whichever one it is you're intending for. And now we've got our all this in-app purchasing stuff brought in. So next we are going to go ahead and wherever you're gonna be holding your scripts, go ahead and just make a new script for that. I'm just gonna call this one test because this is a test for you guys. I'm gonna open that bad boy up. Meanwhile, while that was fast. Okay, I'm going to open up a web browser, and what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to go ahead and type Unity 3D in-app purchasing because they did a little beta walkthrough. You could follow that. You don't have to watch this video. The point of me making this video is in case you can visually follow along rather than have to read. Maybe there's some confusion there. Whatever your choices. Whoop, okay. Copy that bad boy. Okay. Um, nope, wrong thing. Aha! There we go. Okay. I am just going to boop, paste it on there. If that was too fast, again, from there, in-app purchasing beta tutorial, I just scrolled down to where their code was, and I clicked the little copy code to copy the whole thing, and I pasted it in a new script. Now, you might get an error. Some of us who are more programmer savvy already know that we need to change our names. I called, see, test, so that would be one error. The other error is we already have that, we can leave that. Okay. Another thing, you might not have a namespace for your stuff, so you might want to get rid of that as well as that. Okay, so that's part one. Part two is, okay, gonna go back to Unity and let's see. From here in the services window, you're gonna want to go to dashboard. Okay, now we're in the dashboard, and it might ask you to log in. You can make a new account, do whatever you have to do to get to this screen. Um, what we're gonna do is, all right, so go to analytics, and right here, go ahead and click the little gear in this corner, and we need to enter that. Well, I don't know if we need to, but they give us the option, and if you're throwing your app on the Play Store, might as well. I'll show you where to get that. So I'm going to, oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm gonna open a incognito window because I've signed in on a lot of stuff. And we need to get to the Google Play Developer Console. So Google Play Developer Console. Gonna go here. Sign in. Okay. Add a new application. Uh, if you've never made a developer account for Google Play, go to the other browser. What you'll do is Google Play Developer Console. Well, what you'll see is what I should say. You'll see this little window, and you'll have to agree to their stuff, read it if you want, and you'll have to pay $25. It's really cheap. I think Apple is 100. Not too familiar. I'm just going off of last I checked, which was 10 billion years ago. And then after you have that all squared away, you'll be brought here, which this will be empty for you, unless you've, again, done this before. Go ahead and add a new application if you haven't done so. And then it'll ask you some stuff. I'm going to go ahead and go in here. And what you'll want to do is, that's not what I wanted. There we go, services and API. So just go ahead and grab that bad boy. I have just copied that. And going to go over here. Just paste it right in there. And go ahead and save. Again, I'm not sure if that's a requirement, but the option is there, so you might as well do it. I believe it has to do with security stuff, although I'm not quite sure. I just plug and chug. Okay, so now we've got all the back end stuff squared away. Oh, on Unity's end. What we also want to do is we want to make some in-app purchasable products. Uh, so we'll go over here, add new product, and you can select between a managed product or a subscription product. A subscription product is a monthly product. That's like a subscription, as it says, and they'll be billed once every month. A managed product is your products that once you buy, maybe it unlocks the rest of the game, or maybe your player needs to buy 500 coins uh, because they need to buy something within the shop. And there's two types of managed products. There are consumable products and non-consumable products. Um, A consumable product is, and I'm having a major brain fart. This might be the other way around, but a consumable product is they buy it once and that's it. They can't ever buy that product again. Non-consumable product. Let me just Google it real fast. Uh, what is a consumable product? Uh, Google. Description. Okay, non-consumable. Okay, so yeah, I was right. A consumable product is something that. No, 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 no. I had it backwards. Consumable is multiple times. Non-consumable is something that can only be bought once. Okay, got that cleared up. So, back to here. Go ahead, select your type and your product ID. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to make a new product because I already have products. And it'll say it right there what the ID you're going to be referencing is. You can go in there and you can just edit whatever stuff, how much. Real simple. Um, be sure to hit save right here if you make any changes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close this because I don't need it anymore. Go ahead and save that if you want, or save it. I'm not going to because this was just a test thing. I'm going to close that. Okay, we're back into here, back into coding. This video is going a lot faster than it did last time around. If you want, go ahead and organize that. I'm not going to bother. Oh, let's see if this will work. Ugh, wanted to move the code over. I don't know the hotkey for that. Okay, so depending on the type of product you made, they've got some fields they already made, and you can, for ease, go ahead and replace your thing into here if it's a consumable. If you only want them to be able to buy it once, or if you want them to be able to buy the product over and over again, or if it's a subscription. One of my things was golden handle was my ID. It doesn't have to follow this format. It can if you want. Totally up to you. Okay, so once you put your product in there for whatever, I'll show you how to make a new one too if you have multiple products. You'll come down here. Um, Pretty sure this is only for the Apple App Store. You want to go down to purchase processing result, process purchase method. I'm going to go ahead and erase this because that was for their demo thing. This is for you guys. So what the heck is this? Well, this is the listener for when things succeed with your purchase. Um, Pretty much you can ignore this stuff and you can ignore this guy. What you want to pay attention to is that guy. So, depending on what you named your variables up here, will determine what goes in there. I guess I should explain that. So, what they did is they created these handles to be able to reference all of these. So this K product ID consumable represents both that Apple consumable and the Google Play consumable. Where it all gets tied together is not in the start. That initializes just purchasing. You know, there's some debug code I'll show you, or you can see it yourself if you just go ahead and play. But everything gets tied together right here in the initialized purchasing, which is right there. K product ID consumable. So that's the handle they made, and we're gonna go right. It gets plugged in right here. So builder.add product and plugs in the handle, what type it is, and then there's this chunk of what the heck right there. A new IDs, and it was really cool. You can have, ugh, every time I highlight, it jumps over there. I just won't highlight. Just use my cursor. Uh, you can throw in your Apple product right there. You can throw in your Google Play product right there. Just for funsies, let's go ahead and add a Windows product. So private static string. And following their naming convention, you don't have to, but I'm going to because it's good programming habits. Play. Oh, not Google Play. Okay, product name Windows. You could call it store or just Windows. Consumable equals whatever your ID is in the Windows Store. I haven't made a Windows Store product yet. I will in due time, so I can't say yet. But we want that to be the consumable for this handle. So we're going to go ahead and just okay, product name Windows consumable and Windows Phone 8 dot name. Really easy. And just like that, you now you are able to purchase that one product ID handles Apple, Google Play, and Windows Phone. Okay. So the reason why I had to show that is now let's scroll down because again, this represents one single product across multiple platforms. So if we go down to the process purchase method, that same ID, it's right there. So essentially that means if the purchase is successfully made within any of those three stores, this stuff that's what's going to happen. Uh, Maybe you want your player to get $10,000. Oh, we have caps on. Debug.log. Award player dollars. Uh, just like that. And now you ask, well, how do I go about adding a new product? Because that's only for one product. Well, I will show you that. So let's, because they have their handles up here, let's just add another handle. We'll do private static string, and I'm not going to follow their uh, naming convention for this one because I don't feel like it. So let's do my new product because that's a really generic thing. Uh, generic words are generic names are really good for tutorials, and we'll call it new product. Okay, so go ahead and copy that, but actually I don't need to copy that. What I do need though is, I'm just gonna go ahead and copy this whole line. Oh, jeez. Ugh, okay, I'm not gonna copy it. Just write it from scratch. So builder dot add product, my new product, product type dot whichever one you prefer, consumable, just because it's easy. New IDs. Okay, and for your Apple product, and then Google product. Oh, okay, we're about halfway into how long it took the other video. My new product, Google Store. Windows, my new product, Windows Store. Okay, so my new product, Apple, Apple Store dot name, my new product, Google, Google Play dot name, my new product, Windows, Windows 8 dot name. Okay, and then can't forget your semicolon because that's your period. If this were writing an essay, but we're programming, so instead we use semicolons. Okay, so we made all of that stuff. We've added it to our builder, and wherever you want, I'm just going to do it right there because my eyes are being drawn to that empty spot. Else if string, and I don't feel like writing that whole thing. But I can't just copy and paste it. I gotta change this. So my new product. Da, 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 da. Okay, if we were to buy that new product, that's where it would run all of the stuff that we want it to do if the player successfully purchased the product. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to change this to distinguish. My new product was successfully purchased. Okay. Last but not least, we need to create a method for actually buying that product. So they did all their generic stuff right here. So only makes sense to do more purchasing methods right there. So public void buy my product. And then just do my product ID, my new product. And just like that. That's what we'll call in game when a button gets pressed. Okay, so I saved that. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna come to the scene, and I'm not gonna make any GUI or anything just to make things simple. What I am going to do is I'm going to create an empty object. I'm just gonna call this purchase handler because that's the best name I could come up with. And I dragged the script that handled all that. I probably shouldn't have called that test. That was a horrible name. But whatever. It is what it is. You might want to call your script purchase handler. Oops, sorry. Just thought of it now. Okay, the other thing I'm going to make is I'm just going to make a cube. You don't have to do this. This is just me demonstrating. Yeah, it's right there. What happens? So, okay. Create another script. Test click purchase cube. Blah, blah, blah. Whoa, holy script name. Guess that's a good moment for a programming tip. Your scripts should probably not be that long. That is awful, awful programming. Structure tip. I don't know. I don't even know what the word is. I can't think of it. But we're going to test this. So I'm going to do public void. Actually, I don't even need a cube. What am I doing? Good thing you didn't follow along. I hope you didn't follow along, because like I said, this is just a demonstration. Okay, UI, button. Oh my gosh. Canvas. Geez, all this just for a demonstration. There it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, there it is. Maybe it says buy your buy product for $100. Okay. Yeah, button, button, button. Do that. Purchase handler. Ugh. Purchase handler. Go there. Test. Because that's the awful name I gave it. Okay, we want to buy the product we made. Buy my product. Okay. And that's what'll happen when we run this. So we're just gonna console. Okay, we hit play. Okay. Unity's purchasing was set up, and we can now buy the product. And hey, it was bought. New product successfully purchased, and that'll always. I think they have that somewhere. Where do they have that? And they have it somewhere. Whatever. Anyways, the point is, my product, your product was purchased. Uh, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments. Um, any suggestions how I can do better for my videos? Oh, before I forget, uh, if whenever you test this within the editor, it will always successfully purchase. Assuming you set everything up in here correctly. So what you might want to do is create an APK as fast as you can. Not as well for testing. So build settings. Of course, you want to switch to Android. Okay, player settings, because then it's Android. So now if you're going to upload it to the Play Store, you gotta click player settings, change your company name, product name, publishing settings stuff, all that yada yada yada. And then download it on a device and then try it. It will ask you for real money, so do not set it to $1,000 in the Play Store. Unity has not set up sandbox purchasing yet. That is coming this year. Okay, now I believe that concludes the video. Uh, be sure to comment if you liked it or if I can improve. I'm all ears and I will get back to you. Thanks.